Hi, welcome to the Amber Shows. Happy Tuesday. How are you? I think it's Tuesday, right? Isn't today Tuesday? I get lost in the days. I haven't seen you guys in a while, but I do have a lot of stuff I do want to talk about, so let's get started. Eric Rohner, did you guys hear about him? He's the MTV DareDevil. It's called Nitro Circus on MTV. That's his reality show. And he's a daredevil like Evel Knievel back in the day. Unfortunately, he died yesterday in a skydiving accident, and it's very unfortunate. He was 39 years old, and you know, that comes with the territory. I guess he died like he lived. He was skydiving, and he came down on a tree and was killed, and it was at an event. So sorry to hear about that. Volkswagen had a recall for emissions. Actually, Volkswagen had their manufacturers tried to cut some corners, and doing that, their emissions is really bad and is not part of the greenhouse effect that most car dealers, car manufacturers are doing now to make our air safer and less polluted. So they have really tarnished their reputation, Volkswagen, in this incident. So there has been a massive Volkswagen recall on emissions. Also, there's a recall still is going on for those faulty airbags I had told you about a while back. So you need to call your dealer and find out if your car has the airbag that is being recalled, and Volkswagen and Mercedes are both a part of that recall. Over $300 million for the Poweball, and guess what? Now you can get the Poweball. It's an app. God, I love smartphones. I don't know about the other phones, but I do know that my phone, the iPhone, if you have the iPhone, you can get this app. It's safer than going to the store, they're saying, and getting your, and of course it's way better because you don't have to stand online. So the new mobile app is called Jackpocket, and you can buy special state lottery tickets. It launches in New York today, so no more long lines. You're winning. Like if you win, the ticket comes straight to your screen, on your screen, so it's like locked in. So you have your winning ticket right there, and you can either forward it now to the lottery companies if it's like a huge win, or you can get your money at whatever places have the carry lottery. You can cash in, just bring your phone and show it. So the technology, once again, is like moving on crazy. You don't even have to buy your lottery tickets anymore at the store. It's beginning to rain, so I'm going to have to go soon. But I also want to tell you that you get a digital receipt with your lottery when you play your lottery like that. So go ahead and check it out. And once again, the app is called Jackpocket. Okay, also, a lady here in Florida watched an alligator just swim off with her arm. She was swimming in one of the small lakes here, and there were other people in little canoes, and she said that she felt something with one of her hands, and she said it felt like a reptile, and then the next thing you know, something was trying to roll her. It had her by her arm. Two courageous people, a guy and a girl that were in a canoe, saw what was happening. They took their paddle and they beat the alligator on the head. He let go of her arm and took it with him. But she is alive and doing well. 23 pounds of weed fell out of the sky, out of an airplane, into a person's backyard. Just missed their pet's pet house, a dog house, and they had a cat carrier and all kind of stuff in the backyard. Just missed it. 23 pounds. They're saying it's worth $10,000. Seems like it should be worth more than that. But it fell right out of the sky. They're saying they think it was a plane, that the planes coming from Mexico, a lot of times, you know, they're all carrying drugs, and it just dropped out some kind of way. 23 pounds, but it did not fall in my backyard. Why didn't it fall in my backyard? Where is the plane that has the 23 pounds of weed? Where are you? Hello? Hello? Okay. Jim Carrey, you remember Jim Carrey, of course, one of our funniest comedians. His ex-girlfriend, she committed suicide. Her name was Katharina White. She was 28 years old, and she committed suicide yesterday, and she left a note. I remember when Jenny McCarthy was going with Jim Carrey for a long time, and she actually said after they broke up that he had a very dark side to him, and that he was not, you know, but a lot of comedians do have come from, you know, their past is very sad, or they had a bad upbringing or whatever, and this is why they become comedians, you know, to make other people laugh, and it helps with the hurt that they carry inside. So I don't know, but Jim Carrey's fiance committed suicide, 28 years old. I love Periscope. You guys, if you have the iPhone or any other smartphone, please join me on Periscope. Get the Periscope app, and then whoever you're following, if you're following people on Twitter or Instagram, it automatically all comes up. And like if you're following TMZ, if you're following people on Twitter, it all comes up. Everybody will be able to follow you. And Periscope is just like how I'm talking now, except you can talk to me. You can actually type. I can see what you're typing. I can see who's typing. You can send heart shapes. You can send all kinds of emojis, and I can see them and talk to you. I told you that to China Arnold. She shouted me out the other day on Periscope. And today, Cookie Hall, she's one of a really smart and funny comedian. She's from Detroit. I follow her on Twitter. You get, like, when you're on Periscope, you'll get notifications. If you have your notifications, so they'll tell you who's on Periscope at that time. So Cookie Hall was on Periscope. I started talking with her. She's in Las Vegas opening. The money team paid for her to go out there. She showed her suite in Las Vegas. Oh my God, it was like it looked like an apartment. It was beautiful. It had two sides to it, balconies, 38th floor. She had all kinds of things, jacuzzis. The bedrooms were beautiful. A beautiful kitchen, full, huge kitchen, beautiful. So anyway, she shouted me out on Periscope today as well. So it's fun. So if you get Periscope, we'll each know when the other one is on Periscope, and you can talk, send emojis, send heart shapes, letting you know that you love the person. Or talk to the person, because you can type it out, and I can actually see what you're saying and talk back to you. So it's fun, and there's not even a limit to it. So you can just stay on and talk all you want. It's one of my favorite apps now, Periscope. Does anybody know about the Megabus or the Red Coach? If you're down in Florida, you can take the Megabus, which is like $40 to go to Orlando. If you're in any cities here in Florida, you can go to Orlando, Miami. The tickets are really, really cheap. Beautiful buses, very nice buses. You can go to, it's really like for college students, but everybody takes them. And they're really nice. It's not like those Chinese buses I heard about, you know, those cheap buses, and you get on it and your life is in danger. It's a real bus. Also, they have the Red Coach down here in Florida as well, which is supposed to be a little bit more upscale, costs a little more, but a little bit more upscale, but yet it's still very affordable. Let's see what I have for you. 36-year-old Paul Moore from Utah. He's dying. He had some lumps on his chest and on his shoulders and his neck, and he thought that maybe he had cysts or some type of muscle pulls in his skin, and it turned out those were all cancer. It's all cancer, and that he only has weeks to live. He's 36 years old. He has 2 beautiful children. His name is Paul Moore, and his advice as he's dying, he's keeping a really good attitude, staying positive, and he said his advice to everyone to quit wasting time with negative thoughts. Let your perspective change, and it has worked for him. He said, make a choice about being happy and always tell the most inspirational stories. He's experiencing his getting ready to transition on to another atmosphere as a privilege and a blessing, because he has a chance to know that he's dying and that he can talk to those that he loves, tell them he loves them, those he needs for forgiveness. He's asked for forgiveness. He's made videotapes for his children so they'll be able to see him and see what type of person he was, because he has little kids for later. So I'm really sorry to hear about that, but that is really good advice. We spend so much time on wasting time on negative things and being mad or being angry or being negative. And come on, we only have one life to live. It goes by really fast. And if you knew that you were going to die in 2 weeks, what would you do? Okay, I finished Narcos on Netflix. It was excellent. Oh my God, about Pablo Escobar. If you get a chance, go to Netflix, watch that. You know, I finished my Sons of Anarchy, and then I watched a movie on Netflix called The Loft. That is really good, about these 5 guys who got a loft apartment. They were all married, and they had this apartment that nobody knew about so that they could take their mistresses and girls that they picked up to this apartment. And somebody gets killed, and it's something you'll never guess. That's what I liked about it. You know, it's so suspenseful, but it's not one of those suspense movies where you already know who the killer was or what's going to happen. It's lots of twists and turns, and anybody, any of those characters could be the murderer. Lloyd Terry, he's the boy with the back on drinks constantly in Chicago. He has a special ed needs class. He, Lloyd Terry, boy with back with drinks constantly in Chicago, special ed needs class. I don't even know what that is I'm talking about that I wrote. I can't remember that one. But anyway, I can't even understand my own handwriting. I don't understand what he did. Lloyd Terry, garbage boy with bag. Oh, Lloyd Terry, yeah. Lloyd Terry is a little boy, little black boy. Guess what happened? He has, he can't talk, his special needs child. He can't talk, and he has a problem with his mouth. So he dribbles constantly. He's 5 years old. He's in school, but his mom sends him with bibs and changes of clothes. He goes to special ed for handicapped children. And he cannot speak at all. He's so cute, little black little boy, so cute. Well, the mother just happened to pop up at the school, and all of a sudden she saw that the teacher had ostracized the little boy Lloyd from the rest of the class, had him to the side in another room, and he was just standing in there, and she had a garbage bag on him because he dribbles constantly. And it was just a sad, sad picture, and the mother said it was crazy sad for her too. She talked to the teacher and said, you know, I send clothes. The last school he was at, there was no problem with him changing his clothes, and the little boy couldn't even express himself. He was just standing in a corner with a garbage bag over his head, hanging down. And so a couple days later, the mother went back to the school, and the teacher had done the same thing, except she had the child in a corner of the class with the garbage bag on. So she's suing this school, the mother is, and she's saying it's not just because of the garbage bag or anything like that, but it's because of how can you ostracize the child as well? I mean, he's a human being, and it's really sad that the little boy couldn't express himself or say anything, but it's a good thing that his mother got to that school and saw what was going on. See, she probably felt it in her heart to stop by the school and see and check on her child. Okay, you guys, have a wonderful day. It was great seeing everybody. I haven't seen you in a while, so now I'm back. I feel good, and I hope you feel good as well. And stay positive, stay up, and I love you. Bye.